It's Friday, 3rd of January, and I'm just looking at this story, and it just seems to be everything that's wrong, basically. Uh, the guy's a pharmacist, so until they get caught, it was a total success. Tories would consider him, the MPs would pose with him, but especially Labour, they would pose with him especially, and they'd probably say to him, let us know how you're getting on, and we'll call any natives the R word if they get any fuss. But for me, it just rounds it all up. He's a pharmacist, so to the Tories and Labour that means it's a total success. They're not bothered about his views on women's rights or LGBT+. We don't know his views on that or those issues, but that doesn't matter when you become a British citizen. Yvette Cooper and Nicola Sturgeon and Jess Phillips aren't bothered about that. And if you're anxious about this thing, they're there to call you the R words if you're a native. That's what they're there for. But this is the taxpayers getting fleeced, basically, I suppose, the NHS. But everything about it, the naivety of the judge, just taking his word for it. I'd be interested as to how he got actually in the country. Sierra Leone, basically there's no countries left that are coming to Britain anymore, apart from America. There's not really many from America, and then the ones coming from Australia and Canada are really probably British Irish ancestors, apart from new people who have moved there as well. So we'll just take a look at this. So up until then, it was a great success according to Labour and Tories. We don't know how he interacted with the community or what. He's a pharmacist, he's a great success, that's all that matters. Women's rights views don't matter or anything, we don't know what they are. It seems to me that Jess Phillips and Keir Starmer and Nicola Sturgeon and that, they consider all these people who come in, either they've got the same views on women's rights as them, or they're further left, or they're just a blank headspace, That seems to be the way they view it. I would be very glad if we set up, to become a citizen you had to have certain women's rights and LGBT plus rights. That would be fine by me. You could get Yvette Cooper and Peter Tatchell to arrange it, question them or something. The spectrum of what he's done here, either it's a complete one-off, which is what the judge is regarding it as, or it's pretty typical, that's a spectrum. It could be, it's up to yourself what you think, So he ordered in thousands of tablets, sent them home to Africa, and the other thing is, they're not even asking him if he was trying to make a profit out of it or anything, it's as if he was doing charity work for his, quote, homeland, although he's British. This is really everything that's wrong, He was suspended for a year, so he didn't even go to jail. 16,000 diazepam and Xanax tablets and 100 litres of codeine. So how much is that all worth? It doesn't even say. And it'd be interesting to see where he got his pharmacy qualification as well. And I think in these cases, they should also tell us the background is how he got into the country, on what grounds. I'm guessing because he's a pharmacist, some sort of, Lynn Boris is basically free for all if they were over a certain very low limit of wage thing. But I'd be interested how he got his pharmacy degree, etc. It says he was an experienced pharmacist. Sending medication to some countries he had in an Africa box. What does that mean, And this is a tribunal, so it's not even a court case. Did they go to court? He denied being dishonest with regard to knowing that he didn't have the permission of his employer and valid UK prescriptions for the prescription medication. He admitted, however, that he sent the medicine to Africa, saying he was blinded by wanting to help people. So this is in front of the General Pharmaceutical Council. He's not even been... police don't seem to have been involved at all. The panel found him guilty of misconduct. He was plainly aware he was ordering without permission and suspending him from work for a year. I mean, something like that I think should be deported, really, you know, if he's not been here that long. Well, it's saying here he did pay cost price for the medications he ordered. Well, maybe what he's doing there is paying and making a profit on it, I don't know, but there was no evidence he was dishonest in order to make personal financial gain. So they're saying that he bought it all himself and then he was giving it all free or something. I don't know. This is between May 22 and February 23. See, and probably the people that worked with him were too scared to say anything. You know, in case they get called the R word, you know, by the local Labour MP or something. 330 boxes of Xanax and diazepam tablets, totaling more than 16,000 pills, more than 100 litres of codeine, and around 357 of phenazine elixir. I mean, are these all things that get you high or something, you know? Is this basically, you could call you know, to enjoy. A spreadsheet of discrepancies was presented to the GBC. He had put medicine in an Africa box. What the heck does that mean? Patient returns bin in the pharmacy to send back to Sierra Leone. So it was stuff from the returning box. No, this is other stuff he was putting in with it. He would buy barrels from a shipping company in Leicester and would stash the supplies for Leicester, as well as old clothes and shoes in them before sending them to Africa. All go to my home, none are sold here. They all go in the barrel. I pay for it and send it. The barrels would then be shipped to his mother's house, a community leader, and distributed as appropriate. They say the dishonesty was not for the financial of the pharmacist, but rather to help his mother's home community. So she paid for it all himself. I mean, the only good things I would say about what's happened to Britain now is that's every country has come now. There's no other layer of countries left, you know. That's them all come, and they'll make up the future majority. Even though there was a referendum, do they want the other minorities to be removed or whatever? It's up to you to think what the outcome of that would be, you know, if they themselves were voting on that. It didn't include the natives voting on it, you know. It's okay to say that it's going to be a utopia. You won't go to jail for that or anything. If you think it's going to be anarchy, you know, you could go to jail. So, you know, if you're trying to predict the future, as long as you think it's utopia, you're alright. He committed a very serious breach of standards at all. I don't know. Let's look at the comments. This is your favourite bit. So I hadn't read this before, but look, I don't know. Like I say, there's no more layers of countries that to come to make the natives a minority, future minority. No mention of the fact that all of these medicines are drugs that are abused and have a significant higher street value than the UK street price. As a retired pharmacist, I despair at the governing body. If the controlled drugs were simply a small part of drug supplies to Africa for all ailments, then this would make sense, but only supplying drugs with misuse potential and very limited clinical application suggests this was strongly for financial gain through the sale of sought after drugs of misuse. So you get the idea. In my opinion, Britain and the West, totally a disaster. I don't know what's going to happen, okay? Bye bye.